She's Jane Cofele and I'm Sam Cofele. We've known each other for a while, but we've been married for about 4 years now. And this July should be our 4th-year anniversary as a couple. Yes, at least I'm good with dates.
When? What date?
17th.
Right?
Yes, he is. Okay, for me, I saw him in church. There's a time that they came with a group of ambassadors.
Yeah,
Ambassadors.
It's
It's a singing group in church. So they came. I think I was not that observant, but I saw him. That was my first time seeing him. And then the second time, that's when I saw him like properly. And yes, it was when we were having our choir practice.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
he used to come to Naivasha, come do what do you call practice
Training.
for a training, yes, training for our choir, and then he goes back. So that's when I spotted and saw him.
When she says he could go back, I think I was operating from Nairobi at the time. We had just registered a small company, and we were dealing with choirs, youth groups. It's a recording company. So that's how we began venturing out, and Naivasha was one of the very first assignments we did. So I went down to Naivasha one afternoon, and I met the choir, and she was in the choir actually. But I didn't take any particular interest in her because at the time, to be honest, I was in another relationship. Yes. And she was also in another relationship. Yeah, so yeah, things picked up from there, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the rest of the story.
We kulikuwa
Babe,
na I
sema.
like. Me, I don't remember if there was I like you. It was a conversation. We were having like, imagine we were having conversations
Indirect conversations.
like the whole night.
Yeah.
We could sleep at 3, at
Very
4. There was no that formal thingy of saying that I like you.
Yeah, I think we
It
didn't
was
define the friendship
yes,
at the time.
yes.
We just enjoyed each other's company. And
boom.
yeah, then I think just one weekend, I realized, by the way, what are we doing? Because I really wanted to be deliberate in all my interactions and for her to know who we are. Because sometimes you'd miss practice. Now let me tell you. Sometimes she'd miss practice. And I'd come to Naivasha and I couldn't see her. Then, kidogo, I hear, alikuwa busy somewhere and with someone. They were having some good time. So, nikaanza kuona hapa, if I don't make things clear, nitabaki wale wenye kwa wedding yake, mi ndio nakatakata nyama. Because I was that good friend, sikuongea. So yeah, I just decided, I told her, by the way, I was in another assignment in Nairobi. I remember very well. I told her, no, I came to Naivasha. I was in Naivasha. Okay. On a Saturday. So we had done the first service in the morning. Then after lunch, I was bound to go back to Nairobi. So I just asked her for some time. We excused ourselves and took some corner somewhere. And I told her, I think we need to define this friendship. We know what we are doing, but we don't want to be clear about it. I would want us to be exclusive so that there are no gray areas. I like saying gray areas. I think that was, from that very moment, we began now being deliberate about coming together.
But also he was in another relationship.
Yes.
And I knew he was going back to Nairobi to meet that lady.
No, I was going home.
No. Now me, I'm left in Naivasha thinking that's my man, No way. You should have a second. Kiumana. You have somewhere to hold on.
But I remember the gist of your communication. Your afternoon, we told ourselves we want to be deliberate about where we are, about the relationship.
Don't you?
So
You
wewe, you have your own skeletons.
No, you are the one who said. In a car, I can't. I don't forget. Uliniangalia. I have my own skeletons.
Yes.
I know you have your own skeletons.
Yes.
Let's work on ama something, and then you ukanipandishia dirisha ukaenda. It was very rude. It's okay.
No, but it's good to know where
It's
you
okay.
are.
It's okay.
Yeah?
It's okay. We are
It's good
here
to know
now.
where you, yeah, we are here. Long story short, we are here.
I was looking for someone to settle down with. Him, I don't know.
But now, you know. For me, I think I was. Because I was in another relationship, but it was not fulfilling. I don't want to blame anyone, but I think I had just had too much. Pia, surprisingly, I was unable to get out of that relationship. So I made it clear to her that I'm somewhere and I don't know how to, number one, end things, and to, quote unquote, jump into baby girl.
Amedanganya.
Hapana. Wait.
There's a time I asked him, who's that lady that you come with every time in Naivasha? He was like, she's just a friend.
I mean, 21st century, ukiambiwa, this is just a friend, babe. So you understand?
Every time.
See, dear, I was consistently coming with her.
You didn't tell me. I found it on my own.
Okay.
Yes. So continue.
Pole.
Continue.
Are you okay now? You're
I'm
healing.
I'm healing. I'm settling.
Yeah, just like I said earlier, I was in that relationship and I didn't know how to end things. I think that has been a problem for me. I didn't know how to end things, but I knew very well I don't want to proceed with the relationship. But I also made it clear when it got to a point that now this is just enough. Yeah, then that's how we began speaking. That's how I actually got interested in furthering the conversation through WhatsApp, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But he was trying to play hard to get.
Yeah, because I knew the moment nitaanza kuongea na wewe. Amen. Yes.
I remember there's a time I went for fasting for like a week. And I told God, you know where I am right now. That time I was struggling to leave alcohol. So I was in a very bad relationship. That guy was alcoholic guru. So I really wanted to be in a space where I don't want this thing. So that was my first prayer request, to find a man that is not drinking. Number two, a family person. Like when you're there, he's there for your family, for your kids, even for yourself, yeah. And then to be a humble person, as in see vita, yeah. So, and God gave me that.
Ish. I think what I was missing is someone who is just real with life. At that time, I just needed someone who can be a true friend. Mtu mwenye, when things are tough, because I had mentioned earlier we just began a company. It was really frustrating. You know, hey, kuna mengine siwezi sema kwa, but to be honest, I just really needed someone who was willing to start the journey with me. Yeah. Previously, I had been employed. I'd been in a graduate research fellowship. Things were good financially, but when now, of course, things end, contracts ended, and I began the business, I thought watu wa biashara are having it easy. Now, in that space, I just felt I needed someone who can be my greatest cheerleader, who can see the vision with me, and I also needed someone who would want to instill Christian values in the family. Because you know, the nature of our work is we travel a lot, we're here and there, so you need someone who can hold the family down in prayer, just put things in perspective for the family, and I was not getting it. So when I saw her, to be honest, I didn't know your story, Kukunywa. I didn't know. I think, no, when we began, I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. But actually, when I learned about it, I was very reluctant. Yeah, because I knew probably it can be a problem in future. But right now, sijaona akiteremusha kitu. And no, I want to thank God for her because there's more to life than just abstaining from drinking. And I have been living a fulfilling life ever since we came together. Yeah, so yes. Usiwahi date mtu mwenye amewahi kaa ndani ya benzo. Ndani ya Benz.
I don't know why he usually says that. What's about with Benz?
Anyway, that's just on a light note. But but as a young man growing up, you'd want your partner ama your girlfriend to see you for who you are. Hata huyu jamaa akikunya na Benz. Yeah? Sarah, are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
Yes. Yeah. So those few times she'd miss practice. We had started dating informally.
Yes.
Yes.
See, when we started dating, did
Yeah.
you see him around?
No, I didn't see
Thank
him
you.
around passing in the interview.
Yeah, he was not passing around.
Yeah. Yeah, but when we started dating, it was very interesting. She would get me some stuff. She would buy me some trousers, some nini. Paka nilikuwa najiuliza, kwani nimechapa aje? I was not interpreting it that's who she is. That's her love language, so to speak. That was her love language. So ikafika point I was very insecure about it. Nikamwambia, kitu pause kidogo. I mean, I think niko sawa. But for her, she took it offensively. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Then coming to Naivasha also, I think I was very close with her brothers.
Mom.
And the mom.
Hey.
We were very good friends.
Until now.
Yeah. I think that somehow brought us even closer eventually. Because we'd spend a lot of time with the mom just catching up about life, blah, blah. Sometimes ananipea biashara because alikuwa shuleni pia. She was a principal at a certain school. So I think the relationship ilifika point tu ilikuwa ishafanya full circle. Because I'm friends with the brothers and it didn't come as a result of her. And the mom, we are very close, but the dad nilikuwa namuogopa kidogo.
They were close with your dad too.
The dad, my dad-in-law now, and my dad had been very good friends.
So.
Yeah, in fact, during the dowry negotiation, my dad alikuwa ananiambia that very morning, wewe umeharibia bwana. Si tulikuwa marafiki, sasa hii tunaanza kuweka maheshima nyingi. Kwenda huko. Tulikuwa tumezoea bwana, namwambia we, toka hapa niko Naivasha.
True.
Yeah.
Dating was good. I think after I walked out from the previous relationship, guys started saying, "Hey, umeanza ku add weight, you're looking nice." Even my ex-boyfriend, the dad, we met. Akaniambia, unakaa vizuri, inaonekana mwenye mmepatana naye anakupenda vizuri.
Kabisa. Vile inafaa.
So I was like, I'm in the right track. So I was in a peaceful relationship. I was not having headaches. So it was enjoyable.
Can you recommend me?
To who?
Okay.
Mimi nilitoa mkutano. Dad, mom, his dad, his mom, brothers, as in the whole family, we were in a sitting room. It was on a Saturday evening.
Yeah,
Even
evening.
at night. His brother was visiting from Netherlands. So he was around with a girlfriend. So the two brothers were there are four. But the two were there, one was not there. So the whole family was there. So everyone is taking their turn to ask.
Everyone is shooting.
Sha. What did you see? I was like, kuni wapi? And then there's a let's say a sister. They have Duty.
Duty, okay.
Yeah, she called me outside and asked me, now you want to get you're in a relationship with my brother. How are you? Do you think it's going somewhere, or you're just playing with this guy? So I was like, Kwani, I've been sent for people to come and ask me
if you're serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I felt offended, but
serious? Yeah.
you move.
But they were acting on good faith.
Hey, kwanza that night, I was sweating. What made you think? So I was like, I'm in a committee being asked. Anyway, it's okay.
You're applying for a job.
Imagine, but it's okay.
I think that was fair and that was proper because I had mentioned earlier that in any relationship, not in any relationship, previously I was in another relationship.
But still then.
And they knew about it.
Then, that madam was still there.
Yeah.
That time.
She was there in the room?
No.
Yeah.
In the picture.
Okay. They knew what was happening.
Yes.
So, I made it clear to my parents even before she came. I told them 1 + 1 inaenda hivi. Mmekuwa mkiona kazi nyingi inapatikana Naivasha. And the reason is because of yes. So I'd really like to make things very clear. My brother asked me, by the way, are you in that space mentally to focus on her, considering what had happened not so long ago? I told them I have weighed my options. And I want to be clear about it. Let the family know that this is the direction I'm taking. So one afternoon, tukaanza kushona vitenge, tulishona vitenge vinafanana, I think.
It was on a photo shoot. That was after the.
Oh, that was after.
But,
yeah, before. Oh, yes.
But we had vitenge. Yeah. Nilishonewa kitenge.
Yeah.
Na in-law.
Yeah. So. Great. Yeah. So she was paraded, and everyone was asking very important questions. Yeah. And I think I also need to explain. The same happened to me. We got to Naivasha one afternoon, as was custom. After training, tukaambia wazazi ni aje, we have something to share with you. So we went to a certain hotel. And her parents we sat down, food was brought, blah, blah, blah. Then, Jane akasema, kwanza kaleta glass.
Ling, 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 ling.
Yes. Baada hizo theatrics, kasema, now we have something to share with you. Sam has been coming here and we have been speaking. Now, the truth is, we are thinking of formalizing our relationship.
To you, Julikane, to everyone.
Yes.
That we are dating.
Yes. I remember the mom was happy. Ukimwangalia tu ana smile too. She was expecting. The dad, I couldn't tell his reaction vizuri.
Until you can tell, even now.
Yeah, I think hao ni wale wenye wakiwa happy, it can't really show on their faces. But then the brother, AG akaniambia, ukisumbua sister yangu wewe, ukisumbua sister yangu, utakipata. So I knew they were a closely knit family.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
Because we're only 3, so and
Three
I'm
siblings.
the 3 siblings, and I'm the only girl, so with 2 boys, so you can.
Yeah. So it was a huge responsibility. Yeah. And that was it. Yes.
But let me tell you, it was also challenging. Him having the ex in the picture. It could drain me too, because the lady used to call
Oh yeah.
text.
Yeah.
I was even told I texted her, I was calling her, so
Yeah.
she was reporting me to him, that's
Yeah.
saying that I was calling her,
And
was
abusing her.
and abusing her. So I was like, at some point I was almost giving up with the relationship because I was getting some blows, serious blows. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a tough moment.
Very tough. Oof.
Just like I mentioned, we had done full circle of, she was in another relationship, me another relationship. I had seen so many theatrics, kupelekana maua, kufanyana nini, dates and everything. So I just told her point blank on that Saturday afternoon, we, Mimi, I want to be with you. Marriage, kufikia hapo, we didn't have. We were just so eager to spend our lives together as a couple. Hapo hatukufikia. Yes. Najaribu kutafuta majina lakini inanichenga. Yes. But what we did, yeah, during the wedding, lakini at least I got her 2 rings,
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make up for, yes, the proposal.
Yeah, there were two.
Yeah.
But also for me, it was not a big thing. So long as I know my man, so it wasn't a big thing. Ile unaambia I must. It wasn't. It was on 2020 during COVID time. There were those shutdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close, someone shutdown, I don't know.
Yeah.
Those ones. And our best couple were from Nairobi. And that was the time that Nairobi was on
Lockdown.
lockdown. Yes, lockdown. So I was worried about them coming for my wedding. I didn't know if that lockdown would
Would hinder them from
it
coming.
would hinder them from coming.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 2, planning for a wedding that time was kind of fun and hectic at the same time. Because we were asked for 50 people in church.
Yeah. There was a restriction
Yeah,
by
restrictions,
the state.
yeah. So 50 people in church and 100
Yeah.
100 in
People at the reception.
at the reception. So so we had to split cards. Him to take 25 and me to take 25 for the church. And then for the reception 50-50 because they were supposed to be. So in total we were having 75 cards and 75. So I remember my mom is a chama woman. Chama woman. So and she's in very many chamas. Sijui teachers. Sijui wa mama wa kijiji. So every evening should come na sijaita mama mwingine hapo.
In short, kadi hazitoshi.
I remember telling her, you can call the whole village. Call them. Nikamwachia kadi hapo. Because I was having stresses, like iko restrictions. Even people would call me, I hear you're getting married na hujanialika kwa the wedding. I was like, ini time gani unaniambia nikualike? I used to tell people you'll stream it live from YouTube. But it was tough. But we thank God we had a committee which would help us to plan the wedding. So it was a little bit easier for us to plan the wedding. And these people called it Deco people. I'll address them very soon.
You'll do a state address.
Yes, to Deco people. They can frustrate you. They do it the last minute.
But I must say our friends really came in handy. I understood where we were as a country. So I kept on calling my friends and this is what we are planning, this and this date. I've put the details on my Facebook. So if you guys need to travel, it's okay. But now we have a restriction of 50 people. And I'm sure we'd want to give our relatives priority.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys won't take offense. Wakati tutamalizana na hizi mahoma za dunia, we'll catch up and and share some time together.
We'll never catch it up.
Life happens, babe. Life happens. Yeah. So, but for planning of the wedding, we had a good time with the committee. We really divided roles, and her family was also part of the wedding planning. I think that's one very contentious topic, where probably the husband, the groom's side, takes over everything, and the wife's side.
They relax and.
Ndio wageni, yeah. Yeah,
But
that was it.
but working together, it really helps.
Yeah.
It cuts off frustrations.
Pressure to appreciate the family. Yeah, and at that time, things were not so good financially. We did what we could. Of course, hiyo siku ni mabasha. And I really want to appreciate her family, because I've heard a lot of stories from friends or relatives or people. Mazee, umeenda mahali umeitishwa pesa ambayo hujaishika mkononi. Naambiwa kaa chini sasa.
Chukua kitabu na kalamu.
Fanya hivi na hivi. Chukua kitabu, fungua hii page, fungua hii page, fungua hii page. Umeziandika vizuri bas toa hiyo pesa. So I think the Rurashio, quote unquote, was based on a Christian foundation. It was more of two families coming together, and how are we going to appreciate her family? Yeah. And let me say, partly also pia COVID ilisaidia. That's why hakukuwa na wale
But
anko
no.
akuitisha nataka nyumba, nataka hii.
If they could even come even that time, KC was not on lockdown.
Oh yeah.
They could come, but I remember that my dad said, I don't want pressure ya uncles.
Yeah.
They'd want to, watakuja kuniaibisha, staki. So my dad was like, na pia siuzi msichana wangu. So whatever the man feels to do, na sijipatie pia pressure,
Yeah.
let him do.
Yeah.
I was shocked, by the way.
I was equally shocked, because actually that was among the reasons why I was somehow hesitant to pursue kitu to marriage, because nilikuwa nasema hii ni COVID. Number 2, unapanga for a wedding, and I just explained earlier to you that the Rurashio and the wedding were barely a month apart. So finances are needed, yani there and then. Yeah.
Me, I was told you should not enter into marriage with expectations.
That was
During the meeting with the mamas.
Bridal shower yake haikuwa na pomp mingi, ilikuwa wamadhe.
Wamama.
Walikaa naye chini.
Like wamadhe, like wamamas. So they were like, hey Jen, don't go into marriage with high expectations. They told me the first day is also our pastor, when we were doing the counseling, he told us that too, because you got there and then you find
kumbe huyo anasnow hata wakati alali.
So me, I didn't go in with expectations.
I didn't know how she would handle conflict. Kwanza, let me say that, you know, as a girlfriend, mko naye to a few hours, hey, she's at her best, ameng'ara, ma lipstick nini uho, ameenda kwao. But hii sasa umekaa naye. Handling conflict was very, sometimes nilikuwa naogopa kumwambia some things, because naona clearly hapa nimekanyagwa, she's stepping on my toe, but how can I say it in a loving way? Naambia hapo umenikanyaga.
The wedding day. I remember me, I slept at 8 p.m. My mom was like, enda ulale.
Beauty sleep.
Enda ulale, kesho ni siku mrefu. Enda ulale. And I was left in the room alone. I remember at 9 p.m. my best lady came and picked my phone. Akaambia, now you sleep. Uko na usingizi lakini una usingizi.
Anxious?
You're anxious. I remember I told him, aki msikose kuja kesho mapema. I repeated like 5 times.
Thank you.
Fika mapema, kesho mfike mapema. Uko na ile anxiety like, nataka kutoka home, niende kwangu. It's like, nienda kukaa kwangu. So, it was a good day. And then nikajichocha, nisilie hiyo siku. Na sikulia, guys. I didn't cry.
Apana, no, I think there was a lot of pressure by then on me also from my family. Because I told you, I had come from, let me not say employment per se, but some form of income. Alafu now I'm just in business. Alafu pia it's a COVID period, so financially things are not so good. So there was that scare. How are you going to sustain a family, a new family for that matter, during COVID? Na kuna makazi. It's not a kawaida period. So I think the scare for my parents was, you need to put your act together very very quickly before ulete sasa msichana nini na saizi unaona pia what you're getting is not
Makes sense.
does not make a lot of sense right now. So are you sure? So but on the wedding day, just to get back to your question, on the wedding day, all those emotions were running in me. I mean, love imenileta kwa nyumba ya huyu, ndio huyu napatiwa hapa sasa, sio jokes, napatiwa mrembo ndio huyu. What next?
Sina jobo.
Sina jobo. Biashara, I'm trying to map out our clients wenye naweza waambia, guys, I'm back. So all those emotions were running in me, but I saw someone who was committed to start a life with me.
Parenthood is great. Naweza kutoa kichaa.
True.
And it may also calm you down. But parenthood is good. Yeah, it's very good. And as people say, you are not guaranteed that you'll be a parent. But when you're having a kid, that's like a miracle and a blessing. And I don't know, you treasure that child, and even as a mother, you know, most people, you can't talk to everyone about children. Lazima you pima, and then you can now talk. But for me, parenthood has been, it has taught me a lot. There's nowhere you can, there's a time that it reaches that you don't even think about yourself. You almost, unaona kanguo kamepita, hiyo itatosha mtoto wangu. Unachukua. Unakaa hivi, the two of you are like, we can sleep hungry, ama you can just take tea and just sleep. But now you have to think about that small human, how she will feed, and instills also some good morals to them. Yeah.
I think parenthood also for me has been fulfilling, because you get to do life in a more deliberate way. As just opposed to kukua a couple, you're also molding life, someone's life, and this life depends on you entirely. Like for my wife, from breastfeeding, you know, the child depends on you kabisa. So the time you get home, the kind of businesses and the relationships you're building around, eventually your parenthood hinges around those very nitty-gritties. So me imenifunza pia ku spend my time. Probably I don't take too much time at the studio as initially I could do. Ukiona ikifika masaa 6, you know very well you want to go spend time with your son before ufike home pata melala. I evaluate my clients ama pia my business in a way that it has to not only make financial sense, pia it has to leave me in a position where emotionally ama mentally I'm able to get back na I can also freely interact with my kids. I'm not stressed out. I'm not. Yeah, pia how I spend my money ama our investment. We've come from a position where now pesa yangu sio yangu. Nikiona kitu fulani nguvu. I used to wear very expensive things, by the way.
Very.
Babe, sini minaongea we.
No, I had to say very.
Okay. Yeah. So you evaluate life in totality. Unaangalia hii kiatu, is it worth it at this point? Ni kizuri, yes, but how is it going to help my family be more comfortable? So you tone down on expenditure and appropriate. Saizi, you know, finance bill is a big thing. I feel it's good to have help, especially since we're in the business space. So when you're parents, there's a help automatically. So living to learn with other people and to trust them peer and appear to establish some kind of respect. Hey, parenthood can really
Humble
you. But I do everything nikikumbuka siwezi kuongea hivi because my son ultimately atakuwa affected.
Yeah. My husband, yay. He carries work anywhere and everywhere. Hata mkiwa vacation, I swear, hata mkiwa vacation, he carries work there. No, you know, I have to send this video to. He can sleep even at 4. Anyway, for me,
I can. But
no, usually sleep at 4. Ni juzi tu nimenguruma kidogo ndio watu wakaanza kulala mapema. But for me, work is work. You know, for mothers.
Yeah, when she gets home, yani ana switch to. I remember it got to a point where there was a lot of pressure just to bring home something, but we lose each other at the end of the day, as in her and me. So we, sometimes during lunch hour, I sneak into her business, we catch up, just to break free from the monotony of work. We do coffee dates.
Yeah, we do.
Soya.
We do coffee.
We do
not
coffee.
soya.
Yes. We do coffee dates. And we've come to appreciate that you don't have to, work is important, very important. But hey, pursue too blatantly without balancing. Yeah, one aspect of your living takes a hit. And I also realize sometimes when I get home late, my son is an early, okay, he goes to bed quite early. So I don't get to have enough time with him. And we don't get time for fellowship. So unakuta, in terms of also disciplining him, it's based on just a reaction. Because I've not probably been there with him. Yeah, so yeah, we are trying to limit
To
work.
juggle.
Yeah, to juggle and to also be productive at the same time. Kwanza kama mwanamume, I've learned to say sorry. Sometimes even when you're not on the wrong. Yeah, I learned even from our counseling. Sometimes the most important thing is not to be right. You may be right na hiyo siku, hey, you're not on the same page. Yeah, you're mentioning this thing, she's grumpy. Ama you're doing this, she doesn't take it the right way. So I've learned to sometimes also look at her perspective and remove myself from her shoes. And sometimes the principle has been, when she's mad, ako huko juu amechemka, ako kwa roof, I just keep quiet. Simfuati huko juu kwa roof. Otherwise, we'll blow up the roof. So I just keep quiet and wait for her to come around, and we have a more sober communication. But I think the central way of solving things has been through deliberate communication. Yeah, I don't know what you. Sijui nimehubiri ukweli ama?
Kosa. There's I don't know if you know. There's a hanging somewhere
Yes,
in
yes,
our
in our
bedroom. Rules for
A successful
a
marriage.
successful marriage. There are some things. There's one saying, don't go to bed angry
At your spouse.
at your spouse. I usually read those things every morning when I wake up. Because there's a person who gave us that
Wall hanging or
that wall
something.
hanging and told us it should be in our room.
Bedroom.
Every day when you wake up.
You refer to it.
Angalia, yes. So at times there's a time that you're very angry. Very angry. I don't know if God talks to me. Ananipeleka macho inaangalia hapo. And I'm like, okay. Tulia. But for us, we've learned, hakuna kiburi. Kuna ile mtu anasemanga uko na kiburi. So for us, kiburi, hatuko kwa hiyo team. Tulishuka hiyo gari. Because it affects your marriage. Akuwe na kiburi yake, mimi nikuwe na yangu. Watoto pia watasumbuka. So you leave kwanza mtu anatulia and then you go and talk to him or her.
And then as we were recording, it has occurred to me that you have been very patient with me from the time we met and up to now. I see a lot of growth in my life, and I want to thank God for you, for what we've been able to achieve together. It gives me a lot of courage to also see what is in the future. I just pray that God will also help you to achieve your dreams and to be a better mother to Daryl and Wycliffe. And I pray that things will add up, things will be okay financially, and I hope to be a better husband and to love you even more and to spend more time with you. Yep, I love you. Love you so much.
So unasemaje hapo? Me, I'm not a composition person, but anyway, I know it can be difficult sometimes, but I thank God for you, for your patience, for your love, for being a good dad to Daryl and Wycliffe. Yeah, you're trying, you're really trying, and working tirelessly for us. And I pray God opens the door for you, and what you're doing right now, may your dreams. Then I know you are achieving something.
Amen.
And may God be there for you. I usually say, God bless my husband for me, for when he's okay, I'm also okay. And thank you so much for loving me unconditionally. Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
And that is our love story.